Welcome back, boys and girls. This is Smoking Sports, top shelf sports with a twist.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
I'm here with DJ, Justin,
who hates the term boys and girls, by the way.
Yes. And that's why it's going to be my tagline from here on out.
Next time we're going to get him one of those, nice cardigan sweaters to wear, so he really looks fucking creepy.
That works, Mr. Rogers.
So we are going to kick off tonight with our usual cigar talk. So, Justin, what are you smoking tonight?
I am smoking an Oliva. Gilberto Oliva,
Very
Nicaraguan
nice.
Reserve.
Very nice.
What do you like about that cigar?
It's cheap.
Hold on. That's a bad terminology.
It's inexpensive.
It's a less expensive, well constructed cigar.
Kind of like a Kia.
Listen, it has similar taste.
And it's cheap.
It has similar taste to the Oliva V. The only knock that I would have against that cigar, and I've got 2 boxes in my humidor, is that when you get down towards the end, it is not as constructed as well as the Oliva V.
It gets soft.
Yeah, it gets a little mushy, right?
I like my cigars though. To do that, to be honest with you.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Personally, it's a personal preference thing, but
I don't. The wrapper starts coming off, and
I don't want that happen.
but you also cut your cigar very low,
If the wrapper's coming out, that means you need a boner.
Oh, you said you were going to be the vulgar one.
I've already
and
lost
DJ's
my
sober
position.
tonight.
Yeah, I know. He is.
We were going to do this last week.
We all missed last week. So, DJ, what are you smoking?
I am smoking the Banker from H. Upman, which is a mighty fine stick. It's about a $9.50 stick. From what I understand, H. Upman was a banker at one point.
He was a banger. That's the story behind that whole cigar. And that's
when I smoke this, it's like the smell of money.
There you go.
That cigar is actually reblended, very similar to the original blend that he had made for his clients.
Oh, there you go.
It's a great cigar.
Very nice. Adam?
I have the La Imperioso,
And
which is a good Nicaraguan, a little full body, a little rich flavor, good way to end the night.
Yep. I am also smoking a Nicaraguan, my Oliva V, and I've got it's interesting to me because I happen to know the gentleman. I worked for many years with a guy by the name of Bob Melendi.
Hi, Bob.
And his family emigrated from Cuba, and his father and his uncle went into the cigar business in New York. They own that De La Concha on 6th Avenue, which is now a Davidoff shop. But his father, at one time, you can actually say the origins of the cigar or the tobacco business in Nicaragua lead back to Bob Melendi's father, because he was contracted by Somoza to develop that, and he flew down there with an
You guys all know Somoza.
with an envelope full of Cuban seeds.
Nice.
And that is the start of the cigar business in Nicaragua, and
good
all
on
of
him.
Us, and all of us love the Nicaraguans.
Like my favorite, even above the Cubans that I've smoked, which I know to some is heresy.
Right.
It's I think the best tobacco.
Yeah.
It's the most flavorful for sure.
It's definitely
the most flavorful.
very
straight out of
peppery.
Nicaragua.
And
I don't really get a lot of pepper out of the Gilberto, though.
no.
It's
really.
slight. It's subtle.
It's subtle.
But
Gilberto.
I mean that also can be your palate. I mean it's
Have a spicy palate.
I compare cigars to golf swings. Like it's a personal thing that's comfortable for you. Like you're not gonna win with Jim Furyk's swing and all that herky jerky motion, and somebody might get more pepper out of that than you might get. It's just a personal preference and where your palate's at tonight.
Very interesting analogy.
Thank you very much. You wouldn't understand it because you have a terrible golf swing.
If I smoke 2 Oliva V's, that has a lot of pepper in it.
Yeah.
My mouth gets a little acidy, so
yeah.
I've gone from the Oliva V, and then my next stick is
The Gilberto?
Yeah.
And that's like
It's
smoking
not
air
And
afterwards,
I'm
I
glad that
bet.
your mouth gets acid because it'd be a really long show if your ass was acid.
So
What would have last week been with him
Oh man!
not handling his alcohol
It
very
would've
well
been
last week?
perfect.
How many margaritas did you honestly have last week?
I had 2 swirls from Gloria's, but prior to that, I drank a half a bottle of that wonderfully Deep Eddy grapefruit vodka when I was celebrating.
You drink a half bottle of vodka?
Yeah, with my nephew. He drank a bottle of whiskey. He was coming home and getting ready to deploy to Kuwait. So we just had some time to catch up, and next thing you know, I'm having a little lemonade, and it was like,
Dude, you came in here like a
Shot
bat
from a
out of
cannon.
hell.
Shot from a
And
cannon.
then an hour and a half later, you
were sleeping.
I feel like Joe Namath.
It was funny because DJ had his family in, and he was proud to show him off, and he wanted to bring him in for the taping. And when he walked into the shop, it was like an explosion went off. He was like, "Ah!" And within a very short
sleeping
time,
in his seat.
he was like,
It's like,
Dude,
we're gonna record.
Storm without the stink.
It's awesome.
"That's the funniest thing."
I didn't smoke.
Oh no.
So, a lot going on in the world of sports just in the last weekend.
Is that why we're here?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
So, let's throw it into the first thing, Joe. Where are we going?
I'm interested in being a New Yorker, I'm interested in this Eli Manning story. I mean, my personal opinion is this guy is a 2-time Super Bowl MVP.
Weak. Oh my gosh.
Weak.
Woo.
Go ahead.
You're a Raiders fan. You guys still long for
ahead.
Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just like the Lions fans do.
And
No, we are nothing like the Lions, man.
You're just the same
No.
thing.
I believe the Raiders got wing.
I think
lot
the
of Raiders.
Giants this year hung
Oh, fine.
Eli out to
I know.
dry.
Really?
His
Absolutely.
receivers went down. He's got no front line. There's no defense. And
He's got no receivers.
he's-
They're all hurt.
They
If you
can't
were
run the
listening, That's
ball.
what he said.
I know.
Their offensive line is terrible.
And he's getting the crap kicked out of him. And
It was
and-
perfectly summed up in a tweet today. He's become their scapegoat.
Yeah.
I think Strahan
Well,
actually said that on
it's
Collar.
It's always great when the coach is going down, the ship is sinking, and he doesn't stay on the boat. That guy's definitely.
it's higher.
Dude,
It's higher
Mac-
than the coach. It's the Jet-
McAdoo should have been the one benched. Him and the porn stash should have both been put on the bench. He's
but listen, it's
been awful.
it's-
like Chester from Chico.
it's this GM. He's the guy
Yeah.
in charge with putting the chess pieces in place, and he hasn't done it, right?
Let me ask you this question.
And then the way they do it,
It's terrible.
Eli's caught cold.
Yeah.
It's not like the owner comes down. It's not like the GM comes down. They give him some time to process it. They tell him and they throw him to the press.
You know why I like it? Because many years ago, he got drafted by my San Diego Chargers.
Oh,
and he
get
gave-
off
and
it.
he gave him
Come
the
on.
finger, so screw him.
You know what? What would the Chargers have done for him, though? The Chargers are just as bad of an organization as any of the worst organizations in the NFL.
What, it's the principle that a guy took control over his
Look,
career?
I was-
as to where
I
he
was-
wanted to go?
On that draft day, I was pissed
He
too.
he wasn't going to let himself be sold into NFL
Yeah.
slavery.
No, it wouldn't have
Yeah,
been
good.
It wouldn't have been that bad if,
But-
if it was handled by him. But his dad, his mother, and his brother were the ones that did all the talking. He sat there like a sheepish little boy in the background.
He was a boy.
Okay, but
Yeah,
listen.
but screw you. You made your $1 million.
You know what? They went and made the choice that they made. It wasn't like he was going to be thrown to the Wolves that year. Phillip Rivers wasn't even thrown to the Wolves that year. He played behind Drew Brees that year.
Right.
So, I mean,
Just it was.
they made a decision that they thought was best. The decision happened. He went to New York, and he's won 2 Super Bowls. Name me another 2-time Super Bowl champion who, by the way, those 2 Super Bowl wins were over who? Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Both
Doing the
times.
Patriots.
Okay? Like, another tweet I saw this week was Tom Brady's 2 losses in a Super Bowl are to a guy that just got benched for Geno Smith, which is a whole nother way to go about this, is that they've replaced him with Geno
Smith. He gives them a better chance to win a game.
No.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
But it's not about wins at
Come
this
on,
point.
man.
He might because he can run.
No, he
Come
come
on,
on, man. No.
Come on, man.
No way.
No way.
This is
If they wanted to see what this kid's what's the third string of what's his kid's name?
I don't even know.
West.
It's totally
David West.
irrelevant.
Yeah, if they wanted to see what he
Webb.
should do,
Webb.
David Webb.
they
Webb.
David
they should start him.
UCLA or Cal?
Look,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is
He was
not
good.
the way you treat the guy that's been the face of your franchise for years. It's not. Okay? If Derek Carr listen, if Derek Carr had won the Raiders 2 Super Bowls, then he has a down year or 2, he loses all of his weapons in year 3, and they bench him. Are you going to be happy about that?
No.
Okay. Do you think that they would have handled it right?
No.
So how is this any different?
The Oakland Raiders? No.
So how is this any different? And I'm not an Eli fan, but this is
Listen,
not
I get
right.
it. Next year he's got a big cap.
Listen,
he's got like a
I don't
$22
really
million
have an
cap
opinion
hit.
on like
But
the whole benching thing, but I just don't like something about Eli. Maybe it's his disposition. He's just easy to not like.
gonna
So
be
when
the
that
other
happened,
man.
I didn't feel sorry for him.
He's going to be the other Manning that goes to Denver.
I heard that. That's fun. That would be awesome.
No, I think he's going to Jacksonville. He's going to hook up with Tom Coughlin
Yeah,
again.
and that was what I was going to bring up.
They got
How do you
front
think?
line.
How do you think Tom Coughlin feels right now?
They got
Yeah.
they got Bortles, man. They're good.
Dude, Bortles.
Eli over Bortles, I can
He's
see
young.
that.
He's young.
No, Bortles has had his chance to prove himself. This is what, his third, fourth year in the league?
Having a good,
Okay,
a decent
and,
year.
and they're in first place.
They're in first place, but it's not because of
I
Blake
guess he's not
Bortles.
proving himself.
Really, because he has who to pass
Before
to?
that.
Marcus Lee. That's his elite receiver.
Marquis.
Marquis
If you're
Lee.
going to do the hell right there.
I'm going to tell you,
Marquis.
Hey,
Marquise.
but how about this?
next year there's a lot of quarterbacks on the market.
Yeah, but how about this? It's not about the receivers that he's throwing to because quarterbacks can throw to receivers.
Go ahead,
It doesn't
Joe.
matter.
He's teeing you up.
The issue is this.
Offensive line.
Blake Bortles and that team is in first place
Mm-hmm.
because they have a running game. All this flash and all this spread and all that means nothing if you don't have a team that can run the ball. Look at the Detroit Lions, okay? Perfect
Oh, gosh,
example
I
of
thought
this.
we were gonna go
No,
segue without.
I thought we were going to at least the Dallas
I knock on the
Cowboys.
Detroit Lions for a second.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. We're all ears now.
63 games, regular season games, without a 100-yard rusher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? With one of the top, not top 3, but one of the at least top 5 to 8 quarterbacks in the league. I would probably put him at number 5. Okay? But that might be Homer, and I'll wear that hat proudly. You give that guy a running game, and the Lions are a better team.
Sure,
You-
I think any team with
Because
a good running
all
game.
football boils down to is balance.
Sure.
And with no balance, the Giants have
I'll
no
play
running game.
devil's advocate. Last year,
Put the mic up to your mouth so people can hear
last
you.
year the Rams had a running back named Todd Gurley.
Okay.
They had the same quarterback.
Okay.
This year he's a completely different quarterback, same running back.
Yeah, but how's their offensive line play?
Exactly.
Because I had Todd Gurley last year in fantasy, and I traded him because he was crap.
Well,
Because there was
came
no-
down to his offensive coordinator.
Yeah, and it came down to the
He's
offensive
all-
line
all plays.
executing blocks.
coach, too.
If you have a good offensive line
sure was gone.
and you have a running back that can eat up yards and game clock, then it can make somebody like Blake Bortles, who really hasn't proved anything. He turns the ball over a lot. Okay? And he was about to be benched for Chad Henne going into the season, a guy who hasn't started a game in how long.
Yeah.
But he's got a running game that is making them and has made them a first place team. And Eli is catching all this crap because the GM didn't put an offensive line in front of him. They didn't put a running back in the backfield that could chew up yards. They thought that they could bring in Brandon Marshall to go along with Sterling Shepard and Odell Beckham and make this air raid pass attack work, which is not going to work in professional level football. You have to have balance.
Speaking of that, let's segue into the great little quarterback at the Rams and his
Oh,
success. How about
jeez.
Jared Goff?
Here we go. I get ripped on for the Lions, and I was like, oh, Jared Goff, the GOAT.
33 points a game. Not bad. Not bad. But I need your opinion on what you think about. They were just saying that today.
DJ going off script.
John,
The scripts don't apply to him.
McVay is
Coach of the year.
McVay is calling all the audibles for Goff. What do you think about that
How?
from the sidelines?
Well, yeah, I mean, they do it in college.
His voice must carry.
Hush, hush.
They do it all the time. But
Keep it down now.
look, the Rams are a good story this year. There's no doubt about that. I just wish they get their uniforms figured out
You
because
know the
they
story
are.
behind that?
I don't even care about the story behind that. Who puts those uniforms out on the field to look like a ragtag
What
bad
happens
news
is they
Bears
missed the deadline to
football
turn in
team?
their uniforms, and what happened is they can't do it until next year. They're going to be all blue and white, so they had to have the gold still assimilated into the.
It looks fine on their away jerseys because there's minimal gold, but
It's just-
when the blue and the gold and you got the white helmets and the white pants, it's like, golly, guys, what thrift store did you buy those from?
I'm gonna get some cash. Show me
It's
$20
terrible.
in
It's
my
embarrassing.
pocket. I'm gonna get some Ram gear.
Okay, to go off script again, I want to bring this up,
Ah.
and then we can get back to our script.
All right.
Speaking of NFL and terribly run franchises, how awesome is it, the report that came out a couple weeks ago? Whether true or not, even the thought of it's amazing. Is it Darnold or Donald?
Darnold.
Darnold staying at USC if the Browns have the #1 overall pick.
He's denied that, but
Come on now.
That makes a lot of sense. I would.
I would too.
Was that not the same thing Eli did?
No, it's
No?
not the same
Because the
thing.
number one quarterback.
Because he still wanted to go number one.
Well, Eli was still number 1 overall.
The number one quarterback this year is going to be drafted. Mark my words right now. Is going to the New York Giants or not Giants, Jets, or to the Browns. Is going to be Josh Rosen from UCLA.
And where's he going to go?
I think he's going to go to New York. Man, good place for a young kid like them.
Yeah, but they already got a rookie.
They've got Geno.
They
No, they also have David West, who's
Webb.
first year.
Who is he?
They don't know what they
From
have.
UCLA or
they
Cal?
They have
He's
no
a
idea
stud.
what they have there.
Well, I thought it was kind of
next
cool
to
to
who's like
see.
Ron-
Look, I think it's a completely
I thought it was pretty
baller
cool.
move for Darnold to do that.
Yeah.
And it proves how inept the Cleveland Browns are.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah,
I can't even complete a trade at the trade deadline. That's how bad the Browns
They've
are.
had like
This
four
is
quarterbacks.
this is the only comment. I get it. Cleveland is where quarterbacks go to die, right?
Yes, it is.
But he could sit out a year, not go number one, and still go to Cleveland next year.
Right.
I mean, yeah,
Right,
that's
one
very
day,
possible.
Come back to SC, take out insurance policy, and try to get the Heisman.
He's not going to win the Heisman. He turns the ball over too much. You know that's true. You know he turns the ball over way too much.
That's why I said come back another year.
And turn the ball over more.
Don't have the pressure you had this year of being the Heisman number one thing, and go do what you do.
I thought
Second half of the year, he's been
Baker
phenomenal.
Mayfield had all the pressure. Was the leading Heisman.
Darnold was the beginning of the season.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. It's Baker
So
Mayfield.
Donald was before they started playing.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it was the beginning of the season.
Yeah. In all the simulated PS4 and Xbox One games,
Yeah.
he was the Heisman Trophy winner this year.
Yeah.
But I think he pressed himself, and it was
Yeah,
obvious in the first half.
yeah. He tried to do too
Second half of
much.
the year, when he's not even in consideration, look at his stats. He's one of the best quarterbacks in college football in the second half. Not turning the ball. He hasn't turned over in like last 4 games.
Did he get outplayed by Josh Rosen?
Yeah.
Josh Rosen is probably the best available quarterback.
They all say Gruden probably. I would take Gruden's word the best because he is a guru of offense. He said right now, ready to play. Rosen's ready. He said Darnold, with a couple of adjustments, is going to be way better than him. He's got the arm strength, the way his escapability and everything else. They said that he's going to be one of those guys that.
He's got more upside.
Yeah, give him a couple of years.
Higher ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
When next, oh wise one?
I forget what was the next
Fight, man. I thought we were going to talk some boxing.
No.
The Raiders.
No.
The Raiders.
I thought we were going to talk the hellhole that was the University of Tennessee.
Oh yes.
You're awful quiet over there, Woo.
I'm observing today.
Why are you
actually.
observing?
I'm still over this Eli thing. I don't like the guy.
Rocky Top.
He just
I
has
don't
that-
like him either, but I don't think it was handled
He's
right.
got like this face that you just want to punch.
You're right about that.
You know what I mean? And like everything he does when he talks,
This mopey woes
fucking
me.
whining. He's worse than Phillip Rivers, and he doesn't even say half the things Phillip Rivers says.
Come on, man.
Dude, they say with all the
ultimate
yelling and
Listen,
stuff,
it-
they say
his-
with all the yelling and theatrics that Philip Rivers does, you never hear a bad word come out of that guy's mouth.
Well, yeah,
They
because he has to
said-
watch his face. He has like 13 kids. So like, can you imagine cursing? Like he's conditioned not to curse at home. That guy has so many children.
Who?
Phillip Rivers.
Phil.
Got a
Oh,
pretty mouth.
he can have his own football team. He's got like 13 kids.
Well, at least in offense or defense.
Yeah, with some backups.
I'm with you on that, Eli. He throws interceptions on Sunday like.
Yeah,
somebody
he's all
stole his
crying.
puppy.
And then he was almost
Yeah, but
crying.
he wins the
was
Super
al-
Bowl and it looks like somebody almost stole his puppy.
Yeah,
They've actually made.
that's what I'm
commercial or
saying.
two about
He doesn't
it.
look grateful. I don't
I
like
got
him.
you.
Haters.
Okay, so
I don't care what.
Well, listen,
he
for
does.
the New York Giants, they have like this allure, right? Like Hollywood allure of in the East Coast, in my opinion, and he just doesn't fit the
No,
mold.
they're more like the Steelworkers Union allure.
I don't know, just something about New York.
Doesn't fit the mold.
He doesn't look
so-
the part. He
okay,
doesn't talk
so
the part.
name me an NFL quarterback right now that would be a better, like not talent wise, but would fit that persona of New York.
Kirk Cousins. How do you like this?
I would
I
say,
almost prefer him to be drunk.
like,
No.
and this may sound weird, but I could see Tom Brady in New York, like as a New York quarterback
Persona, okay.
I think
Like
Drew Brees
Kirk.
could be another, in my opinion, just like a articulate, classy dude. I don't know. Just something about Eli just screams like, God, I want to punch you in the freaking throat. I don't like the guy.
Old Louisiana boy.
2 Super Bowls.
Right. Okay, but one of those
Sure.
Super Bowls was a complete bailout by a miracle catch from his wide
Yeah, by
receiver.
David Tyree.
They don't ask you how. They ask you how many, bro.
Yeah. All right.
Well, they didn't ask him when they benched him, did they?
That's what they said before I got married.
And you know what? They said he was the first guy in the building today, and he was sitting next to a rookie
roach.
mentoring
That
him.
would
Yeah,
make
David. Yeah, he came in early. He came in early to mentor him.
So what's to hate about the guy?
Who'd have
His
had a
face.
face sticker on his
He got a shitty deal.
Yeah.
He comes in, he's doing his job, and he's a consummate teammate.
All right.
Say what you want about him. You're not changing my opinion.
Okay, so Joe's saying get over it. Woo.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Punch him or don't punch him, but get over
Like-
it.
Yeah,
Punch
go
him.
ahead and punch him, boy. I'd like to see you get your ass kicked.
I think I can take Eli. That's the
I
part.
think you
Yeah.
do
I
too.
think I can take Eli.
I'll train you.
Eli Manning, if you really want to go,
God.
let's go.
Here we go.
You want to bang, we'll bang.
All right.
I'll take the corner.
Let's bang, Eli. Let's do this.
I'd like to see
Eli,
that.
if you're listening, challenge you to fight. We're going to rope a dope you. Let's go.
Yeah.
Amateur
4 ounce
podcast challenges
gloves, we'll do
NFL
this.
Super Bowl champion.
Woo, flexing on
fisticuffs.
Eli. Okay. Good.
Yeah, he might even
Woo,
cry.
I'm gonna be honest with you, my
Pre-fight.
money's on Eli.
That's fine. That's fine.
Gagged him from Guam.
Just in reach
Throw them
alone, he's
together.
what, like 6'3", 6'4"?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's why it
fine.
happens. I'm mortgaging everything I have and putting it on Eli.
And I'm mortgaging everything I have, which is significantly less.
Oh, okay.
Because of the height differential, I'm going to request, as his manager, that we fight without cups. So when we sock him in the balls, he'll go straight down. And Wu can choke him out.
No
right.
problem.
I'll take that fight. I would. Eli, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Smoking
Have
sports.
your people call my people.
You're lucky this is on live tonight.
Call like Donkey Kong.
Oh, that would be
Oh,
great.
it should be live and it's going viral.
Oh, man. Yeah, so, Eli, I'll knock you out. Let's go.
Yeah.
I like it, boss.
I like it, boss.
Crazy. Okay, on
Okay.
to the Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yes, please.
This is crazy.
This is nuts.
They
This
hired
is.
the guy. Total contract's what, $28 million?
I don't even know the details. The details really don't even matter because he has like the shortest tenure of any head coach I think in the history of coaching.
Wait, so they reneged on that contract?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that part.
Dude, okay, so they hired Schiano on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So contract signed.
Well, they had a what's the
'Cause
MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding, or
yeah.
something like that. Okay, so word gets out that they're hiring Schiano because everybody
Right.
on Twitter now that's how they announce news. Blah 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 blah. Right? People at Tennessee have been so fed up with the hires.
And
they have
Tennessee
brought
announced it too, right?
Don't quote me on that.
But Schiano left his job.
No, he's still going to be at Ohio State for the foreseeable future.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so word gets out on Twitter. Sources say Schiano going to Tennessee. Blah blah blah. Amid a slew of other head coaching jobs that Chip Kelly going to UCLA and Dan Mullen going to Florida and just the whole shakeup that happened on Saturday. Well, with the hires that they have brought in over the last couple of years, probably starting with Lane Kiffin, and then I forget who was after Lane Kiffin, but then bringing in Butch Jones, the fan base is irate. Strong tradition at Tennessee, winning tradition. They're very proud. Not happy that they brought in a guy named Greg
the
Schiano.
assistant and
Even though
assistant brother,
Schiano
yeah.
has been
Yes.
successful. I mean, he made a winning program out of Rutgers, and nobody makes a winning program out of Rutgers.
Is that in the way?
He also had ties to Penn State and Jerry Sandusky.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Well, I know what you're insinuating, and that's all
Here's-
alleged.
here's-
No,
I
I'm
don't
saying like he was a
It-
part of that staff.
Yeah, he was part of the staff.
That's not alleged. The other
No,
stuff might
the
be.
other stuff is. I
But-
know that's where you're going
Right.
to.
It came out during the court with Sandusky that when he was an assistant that he was privy to something that Sandusky did with one child and didn't come forth.
Okay,
So it was
so
part of the deposition. He never got charged, but they said because he was privy that's what the people got mad. Here's where they messed up.
well, hold on. So a kid goes, gets a spray paint bottle, spray paints on a rock at Tennessee. Schiano covered up child rape. It leads to this protest on the campus of the University of Tennessee, and the higher ups eventually said, okay, we're going to talk to your people about getting out of this MOU.
In the background, when the guy was painting, I heard a little quiet riot. We're not going to take it. No,
So,
we're not going to take it.
so here's my question, because there's two thoughts on this, okay? You have a lot of prominent media people who think that Tennessee's fan base just completely screwed them over.
Okay.
Like, who's going to want to coach there anymore?
Gundy turned him down.
Gundy did turn them down. You're creating this nearly impossible situation for any coach that might come in. But then you have the other side of this. People saying, man, good on you guys for standing up for something that you believe in. It's bigger than football. Way to make your voice heard. And to be honest with you, I kind of lean more towards the second group of people than the media
What happened
people.
to innocent until proven guilty? He's never proved charged with anything.
But I understand
Matt
that.
Lauer is interviewing right now over there.
Okay, well, I understand that. But what I'm saying is,
Guilty.
You just can't pat him on the butt.
it's not.
Guilty.
It's not a matter of the innocent till proven guilty. It's a matter of the type of people you want.
Listen,
So
in-
you're talking about an athletic program that produced coaches like Philip Fulmer, high integrity, and Pat Summitt. Let's not forget her.
Yeah.
Okay, very high integrity, winning tradition type coaches, and they expect nothing less than their football
Let
team.
me tell you where they messed up, in my opinion. Every single one of these universities have PR firms that when they're getting ready to hire somebody, they run out some feelers to get a feel for a consensus of what they're looking to do prior. They never did that with him. It's always been done with all these high-level coaching positions that they run, that let the PR company put a little feeler out to see what kind of consensus is coming back.
You
So
don't
shame on them for not doing that.
You don't think they consulted the big boosters there?
Well-
Peyton being one of them.
Well, what they're saying is that they didn't use the PRs like
I don't think I can take Peyton.
The PRs usually do go to the big boys and all that. I think it was a guerrilla market approach to the way it got put out there. That's my opinion. But they all use this PR firm. They said last night on the news or radio that they never used a PR firm to vet it out before they did anything with it, and that's unheard of. Unless you're like, go to University of Arizona or something like that, where they'll take anybody.
Rich Rod. Yeah.
Don't even speak
But
that
anyway,
name.
listen, it's so bad over there. Guess who the two candidates I've heard are? Well, one of them's good, one of them's bad.
Okay, who?
David Cutcliffe, they're trying to get from Kentucky.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, who's a great. That's
Yeah,
that's a good-
that's Manning's that's the
Right.
quarterback guru. The other one that's surfaced, you're not going to believe this because I didn't. It's Lane Kiffin.
I know. I
Yeah.
saw. But you know who the big rumor who I think they really want is? Your offensive coordinator.
Well,
T. Martin.
T. Martin, yeah.
And I think that would be a great choice for
Smart,
them.
yeah.
Personally.
Yeah, but there's so many rumors. Jason Witten was on the list.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be the dumbest move ever.
Dude, that would be so awesome.
Oh,
Why
my
would it
God.
be dumb?
Jason
Yeah,
Witten's
let's
still
bring
playing.
Peyton
Who
Manning,
cares?
Jason Witten as stupid.
Hey, think about it. Okay, the record the first couple
Coaches
years
on
might not be
Saturday,
that
plays on
great,
Sunday?
but I guarantee you that guy would bring in recruits.
Jason Witten,
And that's what you want. You have to build these programs
he's a
through
ball player,
recruits.
not a recruiter. He can't just go off on his name at this point. When all these professional recruiters are going out there,
Dude.
a name is a name at that point, in my opinion.
Exactly. A name is a name.
It doesn't hold that much water.
Do you want the guy that has just climbed up the all-time receiving leaderboard, and do you want to play for that guy? Okay, who's been in the league, who's played for one of the most storied franchises in the league. Ugh, can't believe I said that. But
True.
do you want to go and play for that guy? It's the allure that these guys. I'm telling you, that when the Jim Harbaughs, when the Urban Meyers, when the Nick Saban step into your house,
Right.
Yeah, they have track records.
I would go with all three of those before I decide to go with Jason Witten.
I think T. Martin's going to be the guy there.
They're saying he might not leave USC.
Tell me something. Did they actually have conversations with Gundy?
Yeah, he turned him down.
Really?
Yeah, he flew in.
Dude, could you imagine the mullet in Knoxville though?
Come on.
The
Joe Dirt goes to Tennessee?
I would love that.
Dude, but he has such a brand and stuff at OSU. Why
Yeah,
would he
he's
leave?
a
He
mullet.
put out a tweet today, Cowboy for life.
Yeah, I mean,
Good
he
for
has
him.
such a good gig at Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
I just think, okay, so
Beautiful hair.
so
Beautiful
do you
set of
think
hair.
that the Tennessee fans have shot themselves in the foot, or do you think that they did the right thing? They want a certain standard. They didn't get that standard. Forget the extra off the field stuff for a second. They just didn't think that Schiano was the guy. They thought he was a Butch Jones reincarnate, if you will.
Okay.
It's you know.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. They made the ticket for whoever signs there a lot higher.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not only that, at the end of the day,
First, they got to pay this guy, right? And now someone's going to say, "I'm not coming into this mess unless it's really big."
well,
money.
what all these fans forgot about, put it all aside. It's just win, baby. You know, that was a coach that probably would have recruited well, would have got some wins out of them. Now they're in a quandary. And
Okay, which is an interesting philosophy, because
put
do you put a
aside-
coach in there that wins at all costs, or do you want a high integrity guy?
wins at all costs.
Wins at all costs.
They
That's a
have won
Pac-12
nothing
thing.
You can't have every rosy guy at every college.
I'm not saying
You gotta
every
have a
rosy guy,
badass,
but you have to have some type of
Woody
integrity.
Hayes that comes outside and punches people. You know, you got.
Yeah, that worked out real well for him.
Woody's all right.
He's a good guy.
So regardless of,
And man, there's a lot of college coaching jobs open.
Yeah,
There's a
that's what I'm
lot of
saying,
college
like-
jobs open.
The only problem
So-
that I have with this whole thing is that I feel that right now, as it should, society and sports have finally, it's no longer like a disconnect, right? A lot of people would tune into sports
No.
they used to tune into sports to go away from reality
Escapism, yeah.
and live vicariously through the players.
and that's not possible anymore.
And now it's not possible.
And that
So
sucks.
it does suck. And that's where I'm like, well, the Tennessee fans, you did what you had to do, and I understand it. But, you know,
See, does it suck though?
Yeah, it sucks.
it's
Because you know what? There are some things that you need to escape reality and go. And
Todd's about to
and
blow up over
free
there in the
your
corner. Todd's like,
Why
are
do we
you
have- why do we
fucking
have to
kidding
mix-
me?
We're not even so politics with sports.
DJ, yeah, but
So all you're saying is the biggest cheater wins.
Yeah,
but
you're not cheating, you're not winning.
And you're not trying.
You're not trying.
or yeah, you're at least not trying. You might
Yeah.
not be winning because there's plenty of cheaters that don't win.
There's a lot of cheating coaches out there that don't win,
Absolutely.
like Harbaugh.
No, I just think.
Look, hey, every college coach cheats.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey.
Okay, the guys at UNT are cheating.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just
SMU?
the dumb ones
Well,
that
the-
get caught.
They're bad at it then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think that sports should be that thing that you should be able to turn on TV on Saturday,
Right.
Sunday, just get
Disconnect.
away, relax, watch a game. I don't want a political statement. I don't want a social issue. I don't want that. I'll get that on my news. I'll get that on everything else. in
But
life.
that stuff's not happening during the games.
No, but it all comes back to
It's all
everyone's
it's bridging
gotta-
at this
let's go
point.
through all this stuff before. Let's just talk
So
about
tune in
football.
for kickoff. Don't watch the pregame.
No, but I'm just saying that at the end of the day, okay, if the guy's a bad guy, you don't want him there. I get that. But you know what? There's a lot of money being generated for these universities, and you screw yourself by trying to be, look at the schools that are perfect. They don't win. 'Cause their
Name me a
ethics too
perfect
strong.
school.
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Yo, Brett Bielema, please.
He got fired on the field.
They didn't even give him a plane ticket home. They said, here's your bus ticket. Don't wear Arkansas stuff.
Oh,
That fat bastard.
dirty.
didn't even
Oh,
look
they
about
wanted
5
him
years
out faster than.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
my
They didn't even let the
goodness.
guy take a shower.
No,
sure.
faster than the
He
Horley's
changed the
church on
porta potty
Sunday.
on
Just
silence.
Unbelievable.
oh, they said, hey, can we have that sweatshirt?
ago. Yeah.
Now, there's a job.
Arkansas? Who wants Arkansas?
I think there's a job that
Could be.
you win 8 games, man. They're gonna erect a statue for you.
But that's not even.
Right? There's
that's
low
not even important,
expectations.
though.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
But Arkansas?
Fayetteville's a great town.
Are you recruiting? Who would you want in Arkansas, Joe?
Nick Saban.
No, I don't think he would.
I don't think he would
I
either.
don't think he would.
Everyone thought he wouldn't go to Alabama because they're so backwards. But
Yeah, he did.
He hasn't so made it Alabama though.
Oh yeah.
What's he just putting in his 3rd Mercedes dealership in Alabama?
At least,
Yeah.
and they've bought him his house
Who
and
buys them?
What?
Who buys them in Alabama?
There's money in Alabama, my friend.
so
What's up next?
you should have written this down.
I should have,
Okay.
but I didn't.
Talk about the hometown Cowgirls for a little while
The Cowgirls.
and whether or not Jason Garrett should be fired.
Hey,
Well-
they are who they think they are. Let me just start it right here. Okay, you put
The floor is yours, pal.
You put rookies at in all your corners. Okay, you know what you're getting this year. You're going to get guys that are getting smoked because it's going to take time for them to get their NFL legs up, and you know that going. You can't. you can't try to say it any other way. They miss David. I mean, they miss Carr, and they miss the other kid that was
Church. Barry
Yeah,
Church.
Eric.
Seriously, I mean, they miss both those guys. You can't put 4 rookies back there and expect them to come out.
They don't.
They
They don't
don't.
have 4 rookies. They have Jeff
Scandrick.
Heath.
Heath and Scandrick are both
Okay,
veterans.
okay.
Jeff Heath.
Heath and Scandrick. But let's.
No, I think their 3 biggest losses was Lee in the defense, their left tackle, and
Tyron Smith. Yeah.
And Zeke.
And you're proving my point from the first whole segment.
you know.
I was hoping you wouldn't
Look.
bring that up.
Yeah.
They've lost 3 games by more than
Thank
30
you.
points.
I'm right again. What?
3 games by more than 30 points. That's,
Yeah.
that's
a defensive issue.
Defensive backs.
It's defensive
Getting
backs, but
smoked
you know
over
what
the
it
top.
also is?
Time.
It's this quarterback that you anointed as like one of the best ever.
No.
That's not as good as everyone thought he
It
was.
goes- no, let's just go back to no,
Listen,
so much
if they
else.
had a front line, the defense wouldn't have to be on the field
Look
for
at-
as long as they were on the field.
Right. It comes back to this. So
That running game covers a lot of sins.
exactly, you hit it right on the head.
Thank you.
But so I'm not saying Dak's horrible. You put,
I'm not saying he's horrible,
you put
is it?
a rookie or a 2-year guy in there in that same slot, you're going to see a lot of the same stuff.
I agree, but he's not as good as everyone anointed him to be last year.
He's a great game manager when he has the right tools.
Give anybody the right tools, they can be a good game manager.
No.
Come on.
No.
At that level,
No.
Is Joe Flacco?
Bo
Joe
could
Flacco-
manage games
Joe
with the
Flacco-
right tools.
Is Joe Flacco a great quarterback?
He's
No.
a good thrower.
We didn't say great quarterback. We're talking game managers.
Game managers.
Eli Manning.
I'd let him manage a game. 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Yeah,
Running
yeah.
backs.
Even if he had running backs, they
If
still
he had an
I don't
offensive
think
line.
PJ
Yeah.
Beathard's a good game manager. He's a starter in the NFL. I don't.
He's a
think-
starter in the NFL just as a stopgap until Jimmy Garoppolo, who now will be starting this week because of what he came in and did last week.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, Beathard, but he's a career backup.
I don't think the Red Rifle's a good game manager. In Cincinnati.
Now,
Got a great
now,
arm.
now,
Come on, you don't think Andy Dalton's a good game managing quarterback?
No, I think he should.
Dude, he's won. He's been a
they've
winner.
Won nothing. That guy's won nothing there. He needs to go back to Toy Story with Woody.
What?
He reminds me of one of those characters from Toy Story.
Oh.
Buzz.
I was like,
Woody
I
Psychic.
want to
hello,
God.
is this mic on? Did I miss something here?
Guys, when we talk game manager, though, we're not saying they're
Hey.
Joe freaking Montana.
Cade McCown, not a manager.
Who does he play for?
Or McCown, the starter for the Jets.
Josh?
Josh McCown? Oh, yeah, who's been throwing for 300 yards for the last 3 games? We know because
All right,
we
well, okay,
picked him up on our
we gotta
fantasy
go
team.
back to the
Jameis
Cowboys.
Winston, not a good game
We
manager.
got to go back, and
Cam
he's got
Newton,
all the tools,
not
actually.
a good manager.
Yeah? Yeah? Agreed?
Former NFL MVP, not a good game manager.
Sure.
1 year, okay. Woo. I want to see over 5 years.
Most valuable player.
My best
in the
year was
entire-
10 years ago in sales. It doesn't mean that I'm a great salesman.
Would you consider yourself
But I'm
a
a
good
good
game
manager.
managing
I'm
salesman?
a good game managing salesman.
Okay, you're proving my point. Continue talking in circles, please.
Wait, well,
Back to the Cowboys.
let's go back to the
Jason
Cowboys.
Garrett needs to go. He's
Yes.
an idiot.
So I've said
is
this.
okay.
I've said this last year.
Yeah.
I said it. I said it again earlier in the year. Jason Garrett. Like when I envision a head coach, I envision somebody who can motivate, get me on the ground snarling. I want someone to motivate me, and I want someone to rally me up, get me excited. Let's go win. And Jason Garrett does not have that. Maybe he's different in the locker rooms, but I fucking highly doubt it. He's not the kind of guy that's going to get in your face and hold on to your face mask and say, let's go.
But
Let's go
he's
freaking do this.
His job is safe.
Hell no.
His job is safe.
It is not safe. Jerry Jones came out and said, I am
Jerry
looking.
Jones cares less about winning than the money that he makes. And as long as he has
Not
a
true.
guy in there,
There is no man
that
at his
will
level that
not-
does not want to win. And that you can mark.
He didn't like that Parcells because Parcells talked about a locker room, so now he wants somebody he can manage.
he wants a puppet.
Yep.
And Jason Garrett is the perfect puppet. So, yeah, have a flash in the pan season of 13-3 last year. Lose your first round playoff game. And I'm
Jerry, what do you want me to do next?
Yeah.
Jerry, hey, pull that string.
And
fucking.
and trust me when I say it's Eli Manning.
Let's do this. It's Eli Manning.
His agent's calling him.
Eli, go to bed. It's past your bedtime. I know your mommy will bring you a binky. Okay, bye.
Man, no, but I think this is Jason Garrett is on his last leg. If he doesn't win, I think he's.
Okay,
I think we're gonna find.
but I'm
someone
telling
next
you,
year.
that the next guy they bring in
Yeah, so
is
be it.
going to be very similar.
Yeah, so be it. That's fine.
It's gonna be
First
Tony
of all,
Romo.
I just think Garrett's gone. Oh,
First of all, I disagree that this is his last year.
Romo.
Jerry's sights right now are set on getting
Roger
rid of,
Goodell.
getting rid of the commissioner. He blames the Cowboys' woes right now on Roger.
And what was the Cowboys' record
So-
with Zeke?
He's got to blame it on somebody.
So Jason's going to get a pass this year. He will be the Cowboys coach
okay. Next year,
Red Jesus.
if they're same record with Zeke,
That's assuming Zeke stays out of trouble in the offseason.
I think he will. I think they're gonna
Maybe.
do the whole White House thing that I was telling you guys about.
Yeah,
I don't
Remember the
remember
old
that.
Cowboys White
They
House?
used to have it. My buddy played for him back then.
Yeah. So the White House was the infamous house. That was
In
a party
Irving.
house
In
in
Irving.
Irving.
Guys, 2826 West Kimball Avenue, Grapevine. Let's break it down.
Yeah. So they used to
We
all.
challenge an NFL player to a fight tonight. We've invited them to host their White
White
House
House?
parties at
Yeah.
DJ's house.
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah. So
Okay,
Joe's
so what's
retired.
fine?
He's going to have to come up with something next.
no, but I think they're going to have to go back to it. I really think it's going to happen. They're going to. They
Explain the
used.
situation. I have no idea. What
So
you're
the
talking
White
about.
House is where all like Michael Irvin, all these A-list athletes from the Cowboys, to stay out of trouble, would party at this one house down in Irving, and it was literally a white painted house.
They bought a house.
And
That's where they
all
brought
the
all the
athletes,
drugs.
all the girls, the drugs, they
All
would
the
leave.
parties.
Yeah, all the
They would
parties.
leave all the keys in the front with their bouncer. And they would leave all their cameras or whatever the hell they had at the time.
It was right around the corner from Valley Ranch.
Yeah.
Literally,
No
and they called
way.
it the White
Yeah.
House.
They
I
called
Yeah,
it the
had
White
no
House.
idea.
and
Yeah.
so I would
Did
say
they make the girls sign non-disclosure agreements?
probably.
I would assume so.
I would say
Well,
so.
don't forget, that was before the advent of the cell phone camera, right?
Right, but if it was my White House, all cell phones in the front. Let me see
It was
them.
all game tickets since the girls wouldn't care. They're going to games in suites, probably.
Yeah, and I'm not condoning that kind of behavior. Let's just put this on the line here. I'm not saying they should do that.
Herm Edwards says that on ESPN all the time. You want to party? Party at home.
Yeah, party at home. That's what Herm says. I agree.
Hey,
Oh,
speaking of which,
he's-
Arizona State.
He's talking Arizona State about being
Herm
coach
Edwards
there.
talking
Yeah.
about going to Arizona
That'd
State.
be a great
Very
coach.
He would be a great coach for ASU. Too bad their
him.
school
Why?
sucks.
I'll take him for Dallas.
Name recognition,
Yeah,
has experience in the NFL.
yeah, yeah. I
Kind of
think.
like Jason Witten.
I think.
Arguably-
Herm Edwards also was a coach.
Arguably for many years, one of the best.
One of
Everyone's
the
gotta get
best
started
coaches.
somewhere.
Hey, he was arguably he was one of the best defensive coordinators in football for a while.
I agree with you. I'm not saying he
Witten
wasn't.
has not coached a single player that I know, or a single team.
I understand that,
ever.
but you're telling me that a guy that's been in the NFL for however long he's been in.
Listen, playing it and coaching it are two different things. my
I
friend.
understand that, but Jason Witten is not your typical NFL player either.
All
Yeah,
right, John Gruden, come on down.
He's not going to Dallas.
Gruden would be amazing in Dallas.
He would be amazing, but I'm telling you what,
It's
Jerry
too much
would
of a head
not
case.
like that.
Nah, he's too much
Why
of a head
would
case.
John Gruden give up the gig that he's got right now?
right?
Yeah, we looked that up. How much is he making a year?
$6 million or something like
the
that.
only reason you
Easily.
let that up is if you just miss the grind,
Yeah,
and some guys do.
some guys do. You're right, but if John Gruden doesn't get the control he wants,
Right.
he ain't gonna stay around long.
That's why
and
it
if
didn't work
Jerry
in
doesn't
Oakland.
get the control he wants, he ain't staying around long.
And John,
And Jerry wins that fight every time.
and don't forget, it's not just the coach; it's the coach's family. And I think he's smart enough to know he's obsessive enough that he doesn't want to put his family through what he put him through when he was with Tampa Bay.
We'll see though. His name was also rumored at Tennessee before all this Shiano crap.
Yeah, you never know.
It's interesting. I agree with you.
Kid
I
dropped
think
in college, you never know what he wants to do now. Maybe he's tired of mama. He wants to get out of the house.
I think
He
going back to the
he can
Cowboys
do that and sit in the booth.
that
He's got the Gruden quarterback camp. He's got Monday Night Football.
Oh.
Is it Monday Night Football he does?
fail.
You guys ever seen a bull in a china cabinet? Hey, rookie, watch me pull a rabbit out of my head. Oh, there goes the bandit.
So
All right.
See you guys.
going back to the Cowboys, okay,
Yeah.
with Jason Garrett, I think he's nothing more than a 500 coach, but he's the perfect puppet.
Yeah, I just.
He got lucky last year. Everything fell right. They
You
stayed
got
healthy.
lucky, baby.
Okay,
They got lucky
Obviously,
with-
they had a dynamic running back. You can't deny that. But
Oh, leave that open.
that's not indicative of Jason Garrett.
Yeah, just don't
They had a
let us
great
sit there
front
and
line
just
last
say-
year.
That's what I'm saying. And their offensive line has downgraded this year.
Yeah, we got
the
two
hammer
guys
that's
that
it.
left, retired, or traded.
Yep. And their left tackle's out.
And their left tackle's out, right. And don't forget, Tony Romo was an amazing asset to the Cowboys when he was on the sideline. Dak had true mentorship with Tony on the sideline. And this year, who's mentoring Dak?
Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore.
Wade Wilson.
Great. And you think Kellen's really giving him that much insight? No.
And that's why I'm saying, like, everyone needs to tap the brakes on this Cowboys team.
Dude,
13-3.
I've got to tell you something.
13-3 was a flash in the pan. I'm telling you. Until they fix the defensive problems and
Until
this
they
coaching
bring back Dan
issue.
Bailey, team's screwed.
Okay, there you go.
Speaking of Tony Romo,
Yeah.
I love.
Yes,
His commentating?
so good.
He calls the play.
Yeah,
I mean, right before it happens, he says, "Oh, this is the cover. Blah, 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 blah. This is what the." Sure enough,
Yeah.
he is amazing.
He just couldn't play.
He's
It's amazing.
great in the booth. And apparently,
I agree with that as well.
I heard he was told, "Stop doing that.
Well,
Stop telegraphing the play."
it does.
But
it
isn't
does
that
lead
his
to.
job?
Yeah.
It does lead to
His job
leave
is
me a
to
little bit of
color
mystery.
commentary,
You know,
not
like
Why? I think it's
It's so cool.
fantastic.
It's so
it
cool.
teaches the audience a
Exactly.
group of people
Yeah.
who think they know the game,
Sure.
but know nothing of the game,
sure.
except for you take the ball over the line to score points and kick it through uprights.
I heard he's
And-
not allowed to do any New England Patriot team games because of the listening and all that. Is that true?
What do you mean?
Any Patriot game, he's not allowed to announce
Because of what listening?
because of the cheating that may happen of listening into Tony's plays, live action.
Tommy's play.
Why would they, if they cheated on him, ban him from calling games?
No, I'm saying the network is not allowing it to happen because they might cheat.
Where did you hear this?
That's not on the internet.
Oh,
Fake news.
they would be listening to the broadcast because they don't
Telegraph.
trust the Patriots.
Right, they don't
Hey,
trust the
Fool me
Patriots.
once, shame on you. Fool
Yeah.
me twice, shame
Woo
on
on-
me.
woo on
I'm
you.
down with that.
Woo on you.
I'm fine with that. I still think Deflategate was a joke, but
Yeah, we
you know,
already
the
talked about
the
that.
Spygate thing is
Yeah, Spygate's legit.
probably
That's legit.
But again, if you
Yeah.
ain't cheating, you ain't trying, right?
I think the Patriots have guys that are every bit as intelligent as Tony Romo.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
I
listen,
agree.
cheating has been going on as long as sports have been going on.
Yeah.
All the reading I'm doing on Hank Greenberg right now, they had a guy sitting in center field with binoculars reading the catcher signs and putting a glove up for a
Hey,
fastball and
cheating
keeping
is
his
like
hands down for a
fastball.
curveball. So, I mean, it happens, right?
Yeah.
It's just part of it.
Yeah.
But the
But,
key
yeah.
is
Don't get caught.
don't get caught. And it'd be nice to at least feign.
Whoops.
It would be nice to at least feign
Tactical
some
distance.
kind of integrity, right? Like
That wasn't the soundboard.
at least assume that you're trying to be, you know, above board. I don't even know why I'm trying to talk and carry on this conversation because obviously it doesn't matter.
Peanut gallery over here. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I got nothing.
I have nothing
Diesel power, baby.
either. Listen to that.
That's Zach. I think he's got a recording on his phone as he's walking down the street. He just got his truck stolen.
Well,
Yep.
boys and girls, I think that's it for tonight.
That's all right.
Another episode of Smoking Sports, Top Shelf Sports with a Twist. We have spoken.
Now we're smoking.
There you go. Adios.
All right.
That's funny.
DJ, you really